to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Temperature nearing 50 degrees in Muscat and parts of Oman. Oman Journalists Association condemns killing of journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. His Highness Sayyid Bilarab inaugurates Sultan Qaboos Corner at National Museum. North Korea reports first case of COVID-19 Omicron variant. 2 killed and 14 injured in Brazil aircraft crash. Sri Lankan President to appoint new Prime Minister this week. China to send 35 athletes to Gymnasia 2022. Inter lifts 8th Coppa Italia title after conquering Juventus. Those were the headlines. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the COVID-19 updates for the day and the local stories. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Looking for that ease of living in this beautiful country? Watch our weekly show Tea Talk every Wednesday at 8 p.m. where we'll be discussing latest news, updates, and what's buzzing on the social media.
Welcome back now for the COVID-19 updates for the day. 0 new COVID-19 related deaths have been registered in the Sultanate. The total number of deaths remain at 4,259. Meanwhile, 26 new cases of coronavirus were registered, which brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases to 389,370. Those are the COVID updates, and now for the local stories. The maximum temperatures are likely to hit 50 degrees Celsius over the desert areas and the coast of various governorates from today till Friday, May 13, 2022, due to the blowing of northwest winds. Oman Meteorology said in a statement that there are expectations for a rise in temperatures today and tomorrow, reaching the end of the 40s and the beginning of 50s over the desert areas and the coast of the governorates of Dhofar, Al-Wusta, South Al-Sharqiya, North Al-Batana, South Al-Batana and Muscat during the afternoon, coinciding with the blowing of active northwest winds. Oman Journalists Association has expressed its strongest condemnation of the killing of Al Jazeera's Palestinian journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. The Oman Journalists Association strongly condemns the killing of journalist Shireen Abu Akleh, who was shot by the Israeli occupation forces while reporting, and the injury of her colleague Ali Al-Samoudi. The association holds the occupation forces responsible for targeting journalists and field correspondents, OJA said in a statement. OJA demands international organizations to take legal measures to ensure that justice is achieved based on the protection provided by international laws and norms, respecting the sanctity of journalism and the work that journalists perform with dedication and sincerity, and providing them with safe working conditions to perform their professional duty and support their right to freedom of expression and delivering the facts. The association also extends its deepest condolences to the family of the late journalist and the press and media family in the state of Palestine. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, His Highness Sayyid Bilarab bin Haitham Al Said has inaugurated on Thursday an exhibit dedicated to the late Sultan Qaboos bin Said bin Taimur at National Museum. Commissioned by His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, His Highness Sayyid Bilarab bin Haitham Al Said patronizes the inauguration ceremony of Sultan Qaboos bin Said bin Taimur Corner in the Renaissance Hall of the National Museum, Oman News Agency said in a statement. The corner includes the different dimensions of the personality of Sultan Qaboos bin Said and his role as an icon of peace with various countries of the world, in addition to a group of personal belongings and gifts presented by some leaders of brotherly and friendly countries. The corner highlights the life of late Sultan Qaboos bin Sayyid, starting with his birth and upbringing, his most prominent hobbies and interests, and the stage of his university studies, passing through the emergence of the Blessed Renaissance and his assumption of the reins of ruling the country, and his establishment of the state of institutions and laws. With that, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the international and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
We at TTV are coming up with a new show. In which we'll be discussing about retail, hospitality, aviation, education, and various other sectors so that you keep abreast of all the latest updates in the country. So let's talk every Monday at 8 p.m.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. North Korea on Thursday reported its first case of COVID-19 Omicron variant and put in place a maximum emergency virus control system in the country, with leader Kim Jong-un vowing to eliminate the virus, state media reported. According to sources, top officials, including the country's leader Kim Jong-un, held a crisis Politburo meeting to discuss the outbreak and announced they would implement a maximum emergency virus control system. Pyongyang had been locked down for 2 days. Reportedly, in a meeting conducted to discuss North Korea's most critical emergency antivirus system that had been firmly maintained for more than 2 years, Kim pledged that the unexpected crisis shall be overcome. He further instructed all the officials to block every possibility to stop the spread of the virus. Further, the North Korean leader ordered for stricter vigilance along the borders on all fronts, the air and sea, to prevent a safety vacuum in the national defense of the country. In addition, North Korean authorities stated that samples that were collected from patients suffering from fever indicated that they were identical to the Omicron variant. However, North Korea asserted that it has aimed to manage and also prevent the spread of the virus. It has further mentioned that it will provide treatment to the Omicron-detected patients to root out the source of transmission in the shortest period possible, the country's state media reported. At least 2 people died and 14 were injured on Wednesday after a light aircraft crashed in Brazilian city of Boituva, authorities reported. The plane carrying recreational skydivers plunged to the ground in a forced landing after taking off from the National Skydiving Center in Boituva, known as the National Skydive capital of Brazil. The plane, with the pilot and 15 skydivers aboard, belongs to the Skydive for Fun tourism company, according to a statement released by the Boituva mayor's office. In Boituva's 50 years of skydiving history, it's the first aircraft accident at the National Skydiving Center. It's a very sad day, Boituva's mayor Edson Marcoso said. A fire department spokesperson said that the injured were taken to nearby hospitals, while the Brazilian Air Force said in a press release that experts were conducting an investigation at the crash site. Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said on Wednesday that he will appoint a new Prime Minister within this week. He said in a televised speech that a person who has the trust of the majority of parliamentarians and the people will be selected as the Prime Minister. Rajapaksa said a new constitutional amendment said that would empower the provisions of the 19th Amendment will be brought in. The 19th Amendment, passed in 2015, curbed the power of the President. It was replaced by the 20th Amendment in 2020, which enhanced the President's powers. The President added that the new Prime Minister and the Cabinet could present a plan to stabilize the country. Some people have asked for the abolition of the executive presidency. I will also make room for that after discussing it with all stakeholders. The country is facing a serious crisis and I urge your support to keep the state machinery going, said Rajapaksa. The president also said that action will be taken against those who carried out the violence that left 9 dead and about 300 injured. And now for the sports stories. China will send a contingent of 35 student athletes to compete at the Gymnasiad Normandy 2022 in France, the China School Sports Federation said on Thursday. They will compete in 9 sports including athletics, swimming and table tennis. Wang Dengfeng, a senior official with the Ministry of Education, said the biennial event is a good opportunity to showcase the mentality and sports level of contemporary middle school students in China. Known as the largest international multi-sport event for school students aged between 16 and 18, the Gymnasiad was initiated in Germany in 1974. Gymnasiad Normandy 2022, which will run from May 14th to 22nd, will draw an estimated 3,500 participants from about 70 countries and regions competing in 20 disciplines. Inter Milan won its 8th Coppa Italia title and the first since 2011 on Wednesday after beating Juventus 4-2 in the final in extra time at the Stadio Olimpico. Inter has a superior head-to-head performance over Juventus this season as it managed 2 wins and 1 draw in the Serie A and Supercoppa against its arch-rival. Inter took the lead just 7 minutes into the game when Nicolo Barella cut inside from the left to unleash a missile with both power and precision. Juventus turned the game around just 2 minutes after the break with Alexandro's equalizer and Dusan Vlahovic's follow-up. Lautaro Martinez won a penalty for Inter in the 79th minute and Hakan stepped up to convert it, dragging the game into extra time. Inter ran riots after that as it restored the lead with Ivan Perisic's spot kick before the Croatians smashed in a blockbuster to seal the win. Those were all the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.